Hello and welcome to the Hot Dog and Handshake Pro Wrestling Show, coming to you from Sound Peak Audio and Design in Topeka, Kansas. I am your host, Jayden Ginsweider. Joining me is my co-host, Shane Price. Shane, how you doing this week?
Pretty good.
All right. Collar and elbow question. This is going to be a 2-week process of a question.
Okay.
So this week, I saw someone refer to Swerve Strickland as a 5-tool player online. And if you don't know, a 5-tool player refers to baseball. It is a scouting metric that is like, this guy is good at all 5 aspects. I think it's hitting, fielding, base running. I don't remember what it. Maybe it's contact and power are separate. I don't remember what the 5 tools are in baseball. But we are here to determine we're going to collectively determine what the 5 tools of a 5-tool wrestler are. And then next week, we'll come back with our lists of who we think are 5-tool wrestlers based on the criteria we decide on. So what start this off. What do you got?
Let's go with promos.
Promos and in-ring work, I think, are the obvious ones. It's going to come down to, do we want to split in-ring work into multiple categories? But promos, I definitely agree.
Probably, I would say, in the multiple categories.
My 2 here, I think you have to have heel ability and face ability.
Yes. Let's leave us one more.
Then we got, we could do in-ring as one and come up with a 5th thing.
I say let's split in-ring into selling and moveset.
Selling and moveset.
And then
I was thinking
put like technicality off to the side.
Well, I was gonna say, is it technicality
as a pitchers type thing? Because pitchers aren't like involved in 5-tool players, but they're still really important.
Mm-hmm.
And think about how wrestling would be without like ZSJ or Malenko, Jericho.
Yeah, it's just is selling something that you are confident on judging as a fan?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. I always feel, I don't know, I don't always feel as confident in that, because I was thinking maybe like in-ring work and maybe something like charisma or character or...
Yeah, I guess in-ring work and charisma would be
charisma / character, I think, is kind of, So we have... All right, unless you want to change it, we have promos, heel ability, face ability, in-ring work, and charisma / character. You good with that list, or is there something you want to add?
I think it's good. I think it's good.
Something I toyed around with is hardcore ability something that should be considered in a 5-tool player? Should you be able to get into stipulations?
Because that would
matches?
limit it to like maybe like Hangman and Swerve.
Maybe, yeah.
Which is there's more than
Punk
just,
for a time.
Just more than just 2 guys who are.
Well, Moxley I think would be involved, but yeah, I know what you're saying. It would limit it too much if we did. Okay. But yeah, so I think charisma, character, or is style flexibility. Is that something? Is the ability to work as well with luchadors as you do with giants, or as well with technicians as you do with flippy guys? You know what I mean? Like, is that something we should consider? Should that replace something? What do you think?
No, I think I'm good with the 5 we have.
Good with the 5 we have? Okay. So our final 5 will be promos, heel ability, face ability, in-ring, charisma and character. Charisma / character. We're putting that together. I don't know what. Maybe I'll come up with an idea of what to call that, but maybe presentation. Is that maybe what we should call that?
I guess.
Is that a good way to kind of throw those together? So next week we'll come back with our list. I think, for the sake of this, I think we'll focus on WWE AEW, but if you come up with some New Japan names, maybe some indie names, go ahead and throw them on your list. But for the most part, I think we're going to focus on the 2 big ones. I guess you could throw TNA in there if you have any TNA ideas, but yeah. So those are our 5 tools. Let's get on to the news. In AEW news, Dante Martin to compete in Rev Pro British J Cup. It's kind of a fun. We haven't really seen much Rev Pro AEW crossover, so that's fun.
Yeah, so
Of course, the J means it's a junior heavyweight cup that they do in Rev Pro every year. That's kind of all from AEW. In WWE news, Sheamus re-signs with WWE. Exciting to see him. They got to get him the IC title soon, right?
or something.
Just to do that. And then the big news, I think, of the week for internet wrestling fans is that WWE will not be renewing Def Rebel's contract, and they will be moving more towards licensed themes.
Finally.
I think they're going to have to still hire someone to be in-house. Hopefully they bring CFOs back. Jim Johnson would be the best, but I imagine he's probably like retired.
He's really old at this point, so I wouldn't know.
Your thoughts on? Go ahead and shoot on Def Rebel for as long as you'd like.
Well, they suck. All of their themes were catchphrase, and then followed by the most like generic rock,
Mediocre,
hip-hop, like garage band loop.
Mm-hmm. What are some WWE licensed themes you'd like to see? Good. I think Ain't It Fun by Paramore for Bayley. She's been very vocal about her Paramore fandom, and I think that would fit her character very well.
Yeah. Can you bring back like the Yamato suite that we have for Taka?
How are we gonna get 3-6 Mafia involved in here? Who gets a 3-6 Mafia theme? Mello
has Mark Henry's son signed the company?
He's in the Performance Center.
That'd be the most obvious selection. Is Mark
what about
Henry's
Adam
son.
Pearce?
Is there not a guy from Memphis in the company?
Is there a guy from what?
Memphis in the company? Trick.
Like that wrestled in Memphis, or like actually from Memphis? Trick might be, yeah.
Because I feel like Trick, Williams, something like that.
Trick will get something. Trick getting something kind of old school hip hop, I think, would be really good. I don't know. Maybe it's something to think about. Maybe we can come up with some more for next week. But there's definitely some good.
I don't know why it's 6. You have
something.
Ray's favorite bands probably well known backstage. You just unlimited cash. Throw me something. Give me something good with them.
Yeah. WWE content on Hulu is set to expire on Thursday, so there will no longer be WWE content on Hulu. They're taking that off. So they'll stop doing the same or the next day on-demand option for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all that. And then you want to play. We got 2 more rounds of couples I didn't know were a couple until a huge announcement.
My favorite game show.
Kit Wilson of Pretty Deadly,
right,
got married to NXT wrestler Stevie Turner.
Yeah, no idea. Had no idea.
Yeah, no idea. Didn't know at all. The next one's even bigger. Elton Prince. Well, it's not bigger by the people in it. It's bigger by like the announcement and like how far along this relationship has gone without us knowing. Elton Prince and Kelly Kincaid had a baby.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait.
Per Fightful. Yeah, Kelly Kincaid and Elton Prince welcome child into the world.
What the
This is from Jeremy Lambert. On September 20th, their kid Poppy Faye Howley was born. But yeah.
That doesn't feel right at all.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
And then in other news, Dustin Rhodes is now going to be a second-generation booker. He announces the Rhodes Wrestling Association. It'll be a new indie that'll be ran by Dustin Rhodes.
His dad was not very good at the whole booking thing, so this will be interesting.
I want this to be. I want him to book it like a Texas territory.
Just wait until Dustin finishes become a new term.
Book it like a modern version of WCCW. Like just book it.
No, just book it like Jim Crockett.
Book it like Crockett?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like his dad.
What about more Texas-based, though? That's what I want. I want it to be Texas-based. But I guess you have reality wrestling in Texas already, so maybe if they did like Georgia, this be a new Georgia
You
thing?
know what? Memphis. Go back to Memphis.
Could go back to Memphis.
Memphis is a criminally underappreciated market wrestling right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a history's there, but nobody goes there.
Yeah.
So Memphis would be big.
Yeah. I think that's so. This will be cool. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be some people who come through this and end up becoming huge stars. You want to talk about the new Netflix Dump Matsumoto show? Well, first preface who that is.
So Don Matsumoto is the first huge like cultural icon heel in Joshi wrestling. Her and like Shigusia Nayo, I probably butchered that name. My bad. But her and Bull Nakano were the first two huge heels in Joshi. Who like, people were. There's a clip of Don Matsumoto shaving somebody's hair with the rest of her stable, and the women in the crowd, like the young girls in the crowd, are bawling their eyes out. That just didn't happen before her. And this new show is on Netflix. It's out. It's pretty good from everything I've heard. I've heard nothing but acclaim for it. So if you like wrestling, I check it out.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet, but I'll certainly maybe. So is it a documentary or is it like
it's like a
more like Glow?
I'd say it's more like Glow, but it's more like.
Is it more documentary than Glow? Like, is it more real
story.
than more based on a true story than Glow was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Glow, like the idea was the same,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like a totally fictional thing.
Yeah.
This is Don Matsumoto's life, but as a show.
Okay. You want to jump into the wrestling we've seen on TV this week?
I would say so.
Pretty packed Dynamite. I think a lot happened. I think Dynamite and Raw will be the real focuses this week. First off, Jericho and Orange Cassidy. Thoughts?
It wasn't bad, I guess.
I think it was too long, probably.
Yeah.
And I don't like that Orange Cassidy's going to be stuck in this feud forever. I don't like that the conglomeration are the coolest thing in TV and then just thrown in a forever Jericho program. I hate this. I hate this cycle of something gets really cool and then Jericho gets his hands on it and makes it boring. That's what he does. And he doesn't make it boring in the way that Solo Sikoa sucks the interesting out of any segment he's in. He makes it boring in the way that he's like, all right, the conglomeration are hot now. I'm going to feud with them for 8 months.
Yeah.
And by month 4, you're all going to be tired of it. But I'm going to keep going for 4 more months.
It's the Jericho vortex. I'm sorry.
Yep. And he's trying to make like a gimmick out of it, trying to make it his thing. But it's like, dude, it just sucks.
It's just
like,
annoying. It's
annoying. Yeah, exactly. It's like he thinks it's like heel heat, but I feel like heel heat should come more from anger and being upset than it should from like being annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between what he's doing and Die Rocky Die. Like people actually hated The Rock. People, over times, like at the Miz's peak, they hated the Miz. You know what I mean? At points in Jericho's career, they hated Jericho for real, but not in the way that it's just, this is super annoying. We don't want to see this.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. Mortos and Ricochet. Match of the century?
Probably.
No, I thought it was a really good match.
I know. Congratulations to the Beast Mortos for graduating. His words were grrr.
Yes. Congrats. So he's a lawyer now?
Whatever he is, I think.
Yeah. I thought it was a really good match. That was a really good way to showcase both these men. And I love the Beast Mortos.
Who doesn't?
The eventual Beast Mortos hologram one-on-one on Collision is going to be incredible. It's going to be a sight to see. How have you been? Oh, also, we set up Ricochet Ospreay for the Dynamite 5th anniversary. So
took him long enough.
Yeah. New BCC. What do you think of the new Moxley? They took out Commander and Private Party this week, cut some promos.
I think it's all right.
Did Claudio say something about the trios titles this week? I think they're kind of setting up that we're gonna get to that roadblock soon. that like thing we all saw was like, oh, what happens with the trios titles now? We'll have to see. Do you think they put the titles on Commander and Private Party as part of this? Like, as if Yuta just walks out and
I think they could. I could see it happening.
yeah. I don't know. I said that this. I kept saying from the beginning this should end with the conglomeration getting the trios titles, but it doesn't look like that's going to be an option now. I'm trying to think of other trios that I would like to see that on. I think Lance Archer and the Righteous have been consistently good. I don't know. Put it on the Outrunners and Hologram.
Hey, they're not all elite because they're too young.
Yeah,
They're the youngest men alive.
They're the youngest men alive. And then the Elite versus Ospreay, Fletcher, Takeshita. What do you think of that match?
It was good.
It was really good. What do you just think of these storylines in general? What do you Takeshita and it looks like we're not going to get Takeshita at Grand Slam. It's going to be Sammy Guevara and Okada at Grand Slam. Which sucks, especially because Sammy Guevara challenged Okada in a promo on Collision where Dustin Rhodes was standing right there. And it was like, give us Dustin Rhodes and Okada, dude. Dustin Rhodes doesn't have much time left. Get Sami Zayn the hell off my screen and give me more Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah,
let me see him get in the ring with Okada. Let me see him get in the ring with Ospreay.
Because his time's coming to an end.
Exactly. We aren't. How many Dustin Rhodes matches do we have? We don't know. He's moving. He's starting a company. Like, he's already setting up his retirement plan. Like, let's get Dustin Rhodes. That's one of those weird dream matches that you don't know is a dream match until you like kind of see it possibly happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of the greatest wrestlers of the last decade in Okada versus an all-time vet. You know what I mean? It's like when it was like I didn't know I wanted to see Hook wrestle RVD until all of a sudden it was like maybe an option. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at with that. But I would imagine Takeshita Okada is going to be Wrestle Dream, because I think Wrestle Dream, as it being a celebration of Antonio Inoki, is going to be a Japan-focused show. So I think having your two top Japanese stars in the company wrestle on that show would be a big.
Yes, but what they probably should do.
Yeah, and that's that's why I think like we'll see Mariah May versus Mina Shirakawa on that show as well. Who's the Japanese wrestler that Danielson should defend against at that show? I mean, it's going to end up being Darby Allin at that show, but if you could pick a Japanese wrestler instead of him, and you can't pick Takeshita or Okada because they're in a thing already.
Remember when Bryan Danielson would just wrestle the most random guys he could find in from Japan and like
how he wrestled Jun Akiyama in freaking Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, Kelly Kincaid, may I add? That's
where Kelly Kincaid's from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only ever been there once, so.
Give me like Fuminori Abe. Just a very random choice.
Give me Kojima.
Oh, yeah. That'd be good.
Danielson Kojima.
That'd be good.
But yeah, I think that's it. Anything from Collision that you wanted to talk about? I didn't get to watch it.
I didn't either, so.
I was going to watch SmackDown and Collision last night, and then I realized I'd never finished Raw. So I finished Raw and then watched SmackDown, and then I was tired and just didn't watch Collision.
That's fair.
So we just missed it this week. Whatever happens. We'll move on to Raw, though. Speaking of Raw. I think we got to talk about the CM Punk promo. This was an incredibly good promo.
Shocker, I know.
But in a different way than usual. Because it was slow, it was somber, it wasn't, boy, is it great to be alive in Des Moines on a Monday night or what? I don't know where they were, but I think maybe Sacramento. I don't know. But, like, do you know what I mean? He didn't do that whole shtick. He didn't reference AEW. He didn't get all CM Punk, self-referential, jokey, sarcastic guy, right? And that's when you really know you have the crowd in the palm of your hand. Because he can pull you back in. You know what I mean? You're expecting this sarcasm and this character, and he just brings it down to its core. And he delivered like an emotional promo. You know what I mean? Because he said like what I liked was he said like I don't know how many matches I have left, or he's like, the question that I keep getting is how many matches do you have left? Mm-hmm. And he said, for some of you this is going to piss you off. For some of you you're going to be very excited. But it's a lot more than you think. and he said, "How many Hell in a Cell matches do I have left in me?" And then he held up a 0. Because, yeah, he really does it. That, like, made this match for me. It's like, this is Punk actually putting his career on the line.
This could be the last dance.
Yeah. Very Chicago reference of you. What'd you think of the promo? Like, what were your thoughts on the setup?
It was one of my favorite things of the week, honestly.
Yeah, it'll be in our gold, silver, and bronze rewards. Like, it's such a serious tone to take this match in from something very cool and a really punishing as the strap match. It's still, the strap match is kind of gimmicky. You know what I mean? Because of the whole four corners thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was still, but this feels like real emotion. Like there's really something at stake here. I don't know. I really, from just a writing and storytelling perspective, I really liked that this is where they took this. And to kick off the show with it, too, was just intense. Sheamus versus Pete Dunne. Did you have any thoughts on that? Just another good match?
A really good match. No surprises
banger
there.
After banger after banger after banger. And then the New Day. Are we finally seeing a split up of the New Day?
I hope no.
Because they're having some little, pardon the pun, but it's a little trouble in paradise. One thing I noticed, just a little detail, for their match against the Judgment Day, Kofi's gear was like green and yellow, like just the classically New Day bright colors. Woods was wearing black and silver. Woods was wearing more, in traditional wrestling and in the kind of the Western trope, usually you think of the white hat versus the black hat in Westerns. The cowboy with the white hat's the good guy. The cowboy with the black hat's the bad guy. In wrestling, a lot of times you'll see the good guy wear white, the bad guy wear black. I think of WrestleMania 26, Shawn with the white pants, Taker with his whole black outfit. So that was just a little detail that I kind of picked up on that I was like, this is kind of a.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, see, yeah, and it's one of those things where if Kaz on the Masked Man show, he used to write at WWE, and he always says, if you listen closely enough, WWE will tell you exactly what they're doing. And I think focusing on the gear color like that might be something to listen to. You know what I mean? It might be kind of a look at Woods turning heel. And I think really a Woods heel turn could unlock something in him. This could be how we get the real Woods singles run. Because we got that King of the Ring tournament, but that was pandemic wrestling, and they kind of
Consequences Creed.
They went away with it immediately.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was just something I wanted to talk about. One of my favorite things from Raw was just Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed destroying everything. That was really fun. Just how they immediately broke the turnbuckle, and then they broke a bunch of backstage equipment and went through a wall and everything. That was really fun. Did you have any thoughts on that segment?
Not really, other than like it was a good segment. It's just, there you go.
What should be the blow-off match for this? Last Man Standing?
I can see Last Man Standing. I can see like an I Quit type match too.
I Quit, yeah. Something brutal. Something that'll take them all around the arena.
It'd be Falls Anywhere.
Falls Anywhere.
Usually when they do that match, it goes.
I want to see somebody thrown through like a brick wall. Like let's shockmaster it on purpose. Sammy Gunther continuing really well. Gunther thinking that Sammy is not on his level. Sammy trying to prove that he is, and has a good argument for it. And we're not going to have a world title match at Bad Blood. Neither world title will be on the line at Bad Blood. Did you notice that? Mm-hmm. If they stick to the current 5 matches, which is stupid. Just go to 7 matches. Add more. Add this. But I think, because Survivor Series is in Canada. It's in Vancouver, right? Which is on the other side of Canada from Montreal. But as wrestling fans know, if you are from Canada, it doesn't matter where in Canada they go. It could be Montreal, Calgary, the middle of nowhere in Manitoba. Like, it doesn't matter. You are one of their guys if you are from Canada. Mm-hmm. It's not like here where, like, to be one of the guys, you have to be in New York from New York or in Seattle from Washington, whatever. Like it's you are one of their guys. So Sammy Gunther. Well, I mean, any more thoughts on that or?
Not really. Just they're building good stuff on Raw.
They really are.
That really that's my generic gist here.
And then Bianca Io was a great match. I don't think we really need to go beyond that. It was just an incredible match, and if you didn't see it, go watch it. SmackDown. LA Knight versus Andrade. I thought it was a good match, and then we set up Andrade versus Carmelo 6. You know what I really like about this Andrade Carmelo situation?
What?
Have you ever seen an organically built 7-match series?
No.
Like, it wasn't pre-announced this would go to 7. It was just they had a match with SmackDown. It was really good. People wanted to see another. It was really good. People wanted to see another. And then eventually it just, if they originally intended for it to be a 7-match series, but without announcing it to be a 7-match series, it's genius. But it's also genius if they were just like, oh, people love this. Let's just go to 7. And I think Carmelo should win in 7. And then I think he should beat LA Knight for the U.S. title so that we have at least a moment where Melo is the U.S. champion and Braun is the IC champion. Because I don't know if you people are noticing, but Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes is the new John Cena, Randy Orton. They came up at the same time. They're having different paths. One of them is a second-generation guy. Well, third in the Orton case. One of them, it's actually really funny. One of them is from Massachusetts, and one of them is a multi-generational wrestler. Both times. So, yeah, I think this for us is like Cena Orton for the people who grew up watching the Attitude Era.
I guess.
Like if you were about our
way.
age in 2003 or whatever, like, yeah. So I think definitely watch out for that. And yeah, I think it would be cool in the story of their intersecting careers if there's a moment in late 2024 and venturing into 2025 where they're both respectively the mid-card champions of their brand. It continued confusing booking for Giovanni Vinci. They had him lose again after building him up.
You know what it reminds me of?
It's very Vincian.
Do you remember when Ava Marie came back and only did like
her matches wouldn't start because of something? I remember that. The parallel I drew when Joka and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago was remember when they had Karrion Kross debut on Raw and just immediately get rolled up by Jeff Hardy?
Yes.
Except for Apollo Crews is not Jeff Hardy. And this makes no sense. And then Naomi and Bayley simultaneously pinned Nia Jax in that tag match. The stipulation was whoever got the pin was going to get the match at Bad Blood. Well, now Bayley and Naomi have to wrestle each other next week. Winner gets Nia Jax at Bad Blood. Who do you want to see win that?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'd be fine if either of them, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way the match would go in Bad Blood. I think it'd be fine with either of them.
Okay. Guess you want to get on. Oh, we have predictions to do for New Japan Destruction in Kobe. Coming up this week, Destruction. Not one of the necessarily huge New Japan events, but a pretty premier New Japan event that they run every year. You ready to get to predicting?
I believe so.
All right, starting with our opening match. Tiger Mask, Tomoaki Hanma, and Yuji Nagata versus Dragon Dia, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Shota Umino.
What? Why is Taguchi on that team?
I don't know.
This is the 6-man have a fun time. This is the funny waltz.
This is the funny waltz.
Give me Team Dragon Dia.
I was going to say Team Shota. I was going to refer to it as Team Shota Umino, but yeah. Next, we have another multi-man here. LIJ, represented by Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Yota Tsuji, versus the United Empire's Callum Newman, Jeff Cobb, and Francesco Akira.
LIJ.
LIJ. I'm going to go with the UE here. Just for the sake of having a different pick, really. Haruki Goto versus Gabe Kidd. Just one-on-one, no titles on the line, just a hoss fight.
Gabe Kidd.
I think Gabe Kidd is annoying, but I do think he's going to win this match.
Oh, bro. You bitches.
I think he tries too hard to be cool. Just 5 guys, Sonata, Taichi, and Taka Michinoku, versus Zack Sabre Jr., Kosei Fujita, and a mystery partner. I don't know if the mystery partner will be from Team DK or not, but
because in Kobe, it makes me want to think it could be a Dragon Gate guy, but that's just me kind of like,
fantasy booking.
yeah. I'm gonna say the Mr. Partner team will work. It will win anyway.
The Just Five Guys team.
Yeah.
I'll go with Team DK. 5 Guys Burger and Fries. All right. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Oleg Boltin, and Toru Yano are defending the never openweight 6-man titles against Evil Show and Yujiro Takahashi.
I sincerely hope it is Team 1.
You want the champs?
Yes.
Here's the thing. I want the champs. I think House of Torture is going to win. So, I'll pick House of Torture because I think they're going to win. Doki defending the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title against Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I'm going to go with Doki.
Yeah.
I think he retains. Hanare defending the never openweight title against Shingo Takagi. And I have a stat here for you. In their careers, in one-on-one matches, they're 3-3 against each other. They are 1-1 in 2024. Both matches were for the never openweight title. So who is taking the series lead here?
I think Hanare.
You go Hanare? I think that's the correct pick. So I'm gonna go Hanare as well. David Finlay defending the IWGP Global title against Yoshihashi. I'm not necessarily a huge David Finlay guy. I kind of want to see that title taken off of him. I just don't think Yoshihashi is the guy who will do it. So I'm gonna go with Finlay. What are your thoughts on the global title match?
I'm gonna go Finlay too.
Okay. And then the main event for the IWGP World Title: Tetsuya Naito versus Great Khan.
Naito.
Yeah, it's easily Naito. All respect to Great Khan.
He's a great man. This show's not in Vegas. He's not powered.
Yeah, he's not have his Vegas powers.
He doesn't have the powers of the red light district. He is going to lose.
Yep. So those are our predictions for New Japan Destruction. We'll check that out this week, and we'll come back to it. Let's see. It's this weekend. What day is it? Let me get you a specific day here. September 29th. So that is Saturday, I believe. No, that is Sunday. I don't know how to count. On to our favorite things of the week.
All right.
There's, of course, the segment where Shane will hand out the bronze, silver, and gold handshake. I'll hand out the bronze, silver, and gold hot dog. Shane, let's start it off as we usually do. What is the bronze handshake?
I'm going to go with the Punk promo.
The Punk promo? Okay. For me, the bronze hot dog is going to go to Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. I really had a lot of fun with that segment, so I think I'm going to go there. What is the silver handshake? Oh, we forgot to even talk about the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns promo.
Oh, that's my silver one, yeah. So
that's your silver, the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns promo?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Great promo, right? It just really took me out of it that it was in just an empty football stadium. It just felt like an odd setting.
Dude, respect the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I respect the Yellow Jackets, and I understand the significance of the football stadium in question. I just like I texted you. I was like, you know that relatable thing where you meet a coworker in the middle of an empty football stadium for a short conversation? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that happens all the time. I did it in DeKalb, Illinois all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. It kind of took me out of it. It was a great promo. I will give it that. It just didn't quite make my top 3 because I had a bunch of stuff I liked more. I put the Punk promo at silver. So you had it at bronze. I had it at silver. Makes sense. What's your gold?
I was really thinking about it.
Bless you.
Go ahead and edit that one out. I really
Do you want me to go with my gold?
Yeah, go over your goal first.
My gold's going to be Ricochet and Mordos.
Okay, yeah, I'll agree.
You agree? Go Ricochet and Mordos. I thought it was our best match of the week. That's usually what my gold goes to, unless there's just an unbelievable promo. And the Punk promo was really good. I could have given it to Punk. It was really close for those two, but gave it that. All right, upcoming matches. Shane, this, of course, is where I give you the upcoming matches of the week, and you give me a scale of 1 to 10 how excited you are to see them. On Monday Night Raw, which is tonight as we are recording this from Ontario, California. Excuse me. Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser.
A 7.
Okay. And Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso for the IC title.
A 6.
Okay. And then we have Dynamite Grand Slam. Starting off here, we have Mariah May defending the women's title against Yuka Sakazaki.
An 8.
The Young Bucks versus Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay.
A 6.
Okay, I was going to say another 8, but that's fair. For the AEW number 1 contendership, AEW World Title number 1 contendership, Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin.
An 8.
Okay, I was going to say a 7. A solid 7. And if he is cleared to compete, Bryan Danielson will be wrestling Nigel McGuinness.
10.
Title injury 10 of the week. Easily. And then AEW Collision Grand Slam. We have Jeff Jarrett versus Adam Page in a strap match. Lumberjack strap match, not just a regular strap match, a lumberjack strap match.
9.
Hook versus Roderick Strong for the FTW title.
A 6.
Okada versus Sammy Guevara in a Continental Eliminator match, not for the Continental title like I
A
thought.
7.
Oh, God. Whatever a Soraya's Rules match is, Soraya versus Jamie Hayter.
Winner is who can date the worst person, I guess. 0.
0. Yeah, what do you think are some Soraya's Rules?
You can't talk bad about Ronnie Radke.
Obviously.
You have to be
No good wrestling allowed.
You have to be extra careful of my poor necky neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then in a 6-man tag team tornado match, we have Big Bill, Brian Keith, and Chris Jericho versus Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy.
An 8.
I would say it's at least like a 6.5 because of the people who are in it, barring Chris Jericho. But yeah. On Friday night SmackDown, we have Naomi versus Bayley for number 1 contendership to the women's title.
A 6.
Okay, and Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes.
A 9.
A 9. That is match 6 in their series. Let me just check around the wrestling world here to see. Oh, there's the start of the British J Cup, but no matches have been announced. See, we talked about Destruction. So, yeah, that's kind of it for this week. Match recommendation of the week. I'm going to go with a match we've actually reviewed in our... Well, you weren't there to review it for our classic series, but Shayna Baszler versus Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane, NXT TakeOver New York. It was a match that Joka and I thought very highly of. I remember you did as well from what you texted me that week. We saw Bayley and Io Sky face off this week on Raw, so I thought I'd throw people back to their NXT days and check that out. Classic reviews. It should be up before this goes out. WrestleMania 12 classic review. And then next week we will have Field of Honor 2016 coming out in honor of Grand Slam. So that's what we'll be getting up to. Like we said, we got NJPW Destruction this weekend. Next week we'll be predicting Bad Blood. So a lot of good stuff going on in wrestling. So just remember to enjoy that wrestling.